Oh, it's very cold. Whew. Right, check out what I've got for you today. I think you're going to like this one. So you may have seen this in the background of some of my other videos, but probably a few weeks ago now, I picked up this thing. It's a Treadle grindstone. It's basically the equivalent of a bench grinder, but as I say, it's foot powered rather than motorised. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace and I can't remember exactly how much I paid. I think it was about the £80–90 mark. But I've just got a bit of a thing for interesting old tools, so when I saw this I couldn't really resist picking it up. Now in regards to the actual grinding wheel, I don't really need a grindstone because I've got the belt sander over there and that's far more efficient at removing and finishing material. However, what I don't have in the shop is a polisher. So I quite like the idea of restoring this thing to its former glory, except for the fact I'm going to be removing the grind wheel off. I'm going to be adding a polishing wheel instead. So I'll quickly run through the mechanics of this thing with you and then we'll get on to disassembling, cleaning, restoring, hopefully making it work a bit better. So yeah, come and have a look. You'll have to excuse the mess on the floor, I haven't got around to tidying in a while. But as you can see, it's got this pedal here, which when pushed, pulls on this bar, which is attached to a chain. The chain has a sprocket in here, which when pulled, rotates the wheel. It's on a ratchet system, so it'll turn freely one direction, but the other direction it has to be pushed in order to spin. And in order for it to reset, on the end of the chain here is a spring, which is just attached to the post, and that basically pulls it back. Now, I'm not going to be able to demonstrate this holding the camera freehand, so I'll put it in the tripod and just show you roughly how it works. Right, let's spin this thing in an angle you can kind of see. Basically, when I push down on this, that's basically the gist of it. And you can actually get this thing up to one hell of a speed. But at the moment, there's a lot of wobble in this. It's not remotely balanced. If I was keeping it as a grindstone, that'd be a big problem, but obviously converting it to a polisher, I don't expect that to be quite such a problem. But yeah, overall, it's a great little bit of kit, and like I say, I've never seen these anywhere before. I think they're quite rare. You tend to see the old hand-cranked ones a lot, or obviously the modern-day motorised ones, but never a treadle. But yeah, that's the gist, so let's get on to trying to restore this thing. First step is disassembly. Let's get this one out first. There we go, that's just the cover for the gear. Oh, this thing is really on there. I think we'll hit that with some penetrating oil. There we go, it's starting to loosen up a bit. There we go. There is literally just a tiny screw attaching the chain to the shaft there. Well, it's clogged up with crud. On the other side, the spring has literally just kind of been knotted around the link, so I might tidy that up, but I'll leave it as is for the moment. Well, that came off a lot easier than I was expecting it to. Oh, but that one doesn't. Yeah. Now, Which do I undo first? The screw or the nut? Let's try the screw. Okay, let's try the nut. Yep, the rule of sod is it'll never be the first option. I'm pretty sure that's just the grub screw to line up the shaft, so hopefully now the shaft will just slide straight out. But we'll see. Best made plans and all that. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. It's a nice piece of machining, that is. Well, that doesn't want to turn past that point. I think we'll get some more penetrating oil in there. Take 2 on this guy. There we go. And hopefully this one will come straight out. Nah, of course it won't be that easy. Come on, there we go. Now in trying to get the bottom of this thing, I've got it clamped in the vise in this precarious setup, just using an old leather glove to protect the surface from getting scratched whilst I try and unscrew this end. But the penetrating oil does not seem to be doing its job very well at the moment, but some brute force required, I fear. No, that ain't working. Need another plan. Oh, come on! Yes! Well, it's working, but it doesn't want to. Is that even screwed on, or is it just press fit? It doesn't seem to be unthreading. Yeah, no, that thing is press fit on. It is coming off very slowly, though. Come on, come on, come on! Yeah, boy. There we go. Now, as for the other end, I don't think I'm even going to try and remove the pole from there. There's a lot of fragile structures on this, and I don't want to go breaking them, and to be honest, it looks pretty well fused. We'll leave that one attached, that's not a problem. Rightio then, so that's everything obviously disassembled. Now it's time to get to cleaning. So let's do it!
Hello.
Oh, time for a break. Oh. Well, that was nice. Time to start painting. Right, that's got everything painted. Now it's just a case of leaving it to dry for a couple of hours and then applying a second coat, and then it'll need 24 hours to cure in total. So I'll check back once all of that's done. Well, it's a couple of days and a couple of coats later. The painting is now all finished and should hopefully be dry, so let's start taking some of the tape off and thinking about reassembly. Well, besides the polishing wheel, which is yet to arrive, that's the head pretty much assembled. Now it's time to move on to the foot and the pedal. So, let's do that. So it's a couple of days later and the polishing wheels have arrived. As you can see, I've bought two of them because they're not very wide, so I'm going to put two of them on and just lay them side by side. Because on the spindle, it's got to be able to physically go out far enough for me to get the nut on. So it's got to be a certain width in order to work. Plus a bit of extra weight will help with the momentum of the spinning. So the only downside is I've got to drill the holes a little bit bigger, but that's an easy fix. I'll just put them in the drill press. So let's do that. Well guys, as far as the restoration/conversion goes, that's pretty much it done now. However, there's a couple of things I want to do. First of which is I want to build and attach a guard to this thing, because I'm gathering when I'm polishing there's going to be a lot of spatter going on, and I don't really want to plaster the walls in that. And then secondly, I obviously need to think about mounting this thing. I think I'm going to mount it to this wall, somewhere nearby where it is now, possibly a little bit more to the left. Unfortunately, the floor down here is not level, so what I'm going to do is I've got a couple of blocks of walnut I'm going to use as a nice sort of display mount. I'm going to put a thick layer of adhesive underneath on the floor before I drill some bolts into the ground as well, which will hopefully level it out. And then with the other block of wood, I'm going to attach like a back plate just so it's got a bit more support up against the wall, so hopefully it will prevent this thing from wobbling too much. So first things first, I think we'll work on mounting this thing. Right, let's see how we do polishing up the end of this hammer. Well, I mean, considering that's a pretty scuffed up surface, that doesn't look terrible for a little treadle polisher. You compare it to the other side at any rate, and yeah, you can see it's night and day different. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Came out nice. Well guys, I think I've changed my mind about the guard. It's not really creating that much mess and that much spatter, and this video is getting pretty long as it is. At some point in the future I might add one, but actually yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this has come out, so I'll leave the video here and I'll end it with some of the beauty shots. Take it easy and see you on the next one.